So today is the 7th of February 2021, and we took a little drive to Kendalia. Now Cadenalia is a wide spot in the road, but it's got some neat stuff. And the reason it's called Cadenalia is because of George Wilkins Kendall, who was a reporter. So this town was named after him, even though he did not live here. So I'm just going to do a short pan. There's a guy building a yurt style house. We're going to go over there and we're going to see some other stuff. Sort of quaint. So there's a couple walking down the road over there. And they just stopped and said hello. And they are the owners of this farm here. In the summer, they have locally grown produce. She is from St. Paul, Minnesota. And they told us that we should stop at the general store right there and have a burger. They're the best made burgers in Texas. But maybe the best made burgers in Kendalia. Anyway, notice there's a post office there too. And so they're walking down here. Now they've stopped. And we're going to see what else we can find here in Kendalia. So we just drove around the corner. And here's the Cadenalia Community Church, 1886. Roger Brian Van Pelt. I don't know if he was the pastor, because it looks like his name has been whited out. In any event, before I shoot the church, there's a cool stone building made out of limestone, and they are raising these goats. And the goats have been registered because they've got tags in their ears. So here is the community church. And Georgie and the missus will be walking with me. So this is quite unusual in that there's all these little outbuildings. And this is not a very big church. And, oh, there's a history sign. I'll read it when I get up there. So it says that in 1882, a Bernie newspaper editor, Carl Gustav Vogel, and his wife began buying land in this area. And eventually they deeded this land right here that we're standing on to the Methodist congregation. And eventually they merged. And in 1966, the community church acquired this building, and they continued to serve the community. So what is there?
It's got an organ and a rug, and it looks like it's a little school thing.
You can go in it, or you can't?
But they're air conditioned, so they must use them.
Okay. And then we've got that little outbuilding that would look like a toilet with electric. But that's pretty cool. See, there's the community bell that they would ring back in the 1800s for the community to come together. And then we have
Well, this must be an outhouse. Don't you think? Or,
why would you have electricity in the outhouse? That's a storage shed. And so it's got an expensive roof. Now I want to show you the old outhouse. A really authentic one. There is the authentic outhouse right there. So we are we are in what's called the German Hill Country, or the Texas Hill Country. So now we've got one more thing to film, and then we're going to go somewhere else. So this building that you're looking at is called the Cadenalia Hall, a Texas dance hall tradition since 1903. Dances, weddings, and events are held there. So, you see, the first part of it is made with that limestone from the area. Then the back is added on with concrete. For a place out in the middle of nowhere, this got a lot of traffic. Anyway, you have this really cool little red and white house next door. And then behind me is the ever famous Evergreen Feed store. And you can see that they really have a lot of business. And this concludes the tour of Cadenalia, named after a reporter. Now, just before I do shut this off, and for the very last time, I'm going to peek in the window of that dance hall. So I couldn't believe it. I stuck my head in the window, and there's two guys in there. Plus a statue of President Trump. Let me tell you, Texas is major Trump country. Okay, so that concludes it. We're going to go on our merry way. Well, after we left Cadenalia, we came across this brewery on the way back to our campground. It's called the Rough Diamond Brewery. It's out here in the middle of nowhere. But it's a great place. Beer was good. $6 for a glass, a little spendy, but you have a nice atmosphere. And people are just pulling in, and they're having a bite to eat from that food truck. And then, well, maybe I didn't show the food truck. And then they're getting a beer, or a couple of beers. I guess probably you've seen the food truck. So anyway, that's it for this video. I'll get it put together and uploaded. Tschüss.